Let's be honest, all three of us lead a pretty wasteful life. But what's stopping us from doing more?
In this episode of IMO, we discuss where we're at currently
and what we can do to lead a more sustainable life.
Asking my family to hey, why don't we just not buy plastic bottles? I don't think they are good. I don't want to have that conversation.
We are really privileged lah.
Yeah, we are privileged. Now all we want is convenience. Think about the utensils thing. We wash dishes at home. Why can't we do the same for going to office?
I totally agree. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of In My Opinion. My name is John.
My name is Lester.
My name is Esty.
And we are back.
John is back.
The three of us. Finally.
Finally.
I feel like it's been a while. But in that time, the social media still hasn't changed. TikTok, Telegram, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all over SG, Spotify, IMO.
Yes.
Do go and follow us, subscribe, everything along those lines.
Do us a solid.
Do us a solid. And today's episode is actually a very, very special one. This week's episode of IMO is actually brought to you by NEA as part of their Say Yes to Waste Less campaign. If you guys didn't notice, the title, this topic is quite related to the campaign. We're talking a little bit more about, our lifestyle, confessing some of our
sins,
misdoings.
You all will have seen the Say Yes to Waste Less campaign logos around Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Pay more attention. It's quite a cute logo.
And if you guys can go down, to the description box below, there are a lot of links for you to go click on. There are deals. There's also an Instagram page that's, I think, really well run. Before we get to the deals, John,
Yes.
we have to look inwards at the man in the mirror / woman in the mirror.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How wasteful do you think you are?
If I say, I am not very say yes to waste less. I have to say that if you ask me on a scale of 1 wasteful to 10 wasteful,
Yeah.
right, I feel like these days I'm like a 7 or more wasteful.
Or more.
These days.
Yeah, these days.
Why these days?
Well, last time worse, ma.
So you're trying
good lah.
Also, you're reducing lah. You're reducing lah.
No. It's a joke. I feel like I've always been about 7 wasteful.
Okay. Later we'll go into a little bit about what you do and what you don't do.
Yeah.
ST, how about you? How wasteful do you think you are?
Very.
Today,
embarrassingly enough.
before today, right? You never say yes to waste less.
I don't actively go out of my way to waste less. I do whatever I can, but I just
It's
don't
within
go
your
beyond.
comfort zone, is it?
Very comfort.
Okay.
Yes.
I think it's the same as me. So everyone in stream knows.
Yeah.
I am number one first world problem person. Right? And I have a lot of very bad habits. It's not very cash money and not very wasteless of me
Correct.
If anything, it's waste a lot
Also waste our time.
Waste
sometimes.
more. Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Just as a passing statement, I acknowledge that we have been using a lot of single-use plastics, specifically single-use bottles, especially for guests. When guests come along, you'll be like, hey, have a bottle.
And that's why
It's almost like a media kit at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's a bit unhealthy, and we also sometimes use it because the reason why, and I'm not trying to excuse it, the reason why we do it is because we have 3 stories tall, and
We
then we
are
don't really want
privileged
to.
lah.
Yeah, we are privileged, and we don't really want to bring the water up from the first floor to the third floor. Sounds terrible, I know.
I got some counter arguments to that, but I'll keep it to myself.
There are a lot of counter arguments to it. Lower your pitchforks a little while. I will get into it later.
Maybe I rated myself too high. I am not 7 wasteful out of 10.
Honestly, yeah.
I don't think you are 7 now, is this?
Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I Singaporean problem lah.
Yeah.
You will rate yourself worse, right? Than you actually am. Maybe I am actually 7 upon 10 goodness.
Okay.
But I think I am 7 wasteness upon 10 wasteness.
Okay.
But we all still indulge in single-use plastics.
For sure.
Yeah.
Much and it's almost to a point where it's I hate to say almost muscle memory. We don't really think much about it.
Actually, I do.
Do you? Do you still think about it?
Yeah, I do.
In when you tapao situation?
For example, tapao is the best example, right? So I think one of the things that I try to do to reduce, right? Because I am not so good at the completely can stop yet. That's why 7 wasteful out of 10, right? I use reusable things like utensils. I use reusable container. But then I have to be honest, because that's what good people do, right? Not every day because there are some days I get caught lacking.
Yeah, and
lacking.
For people who don't know, we all we all work together, and every time we go like out to like tapao lunch or anything, we come back, right? It's with single-use plastics, like, like utensils or like styrofoam boxes or like plastic boxes.
The trick that has helped me is that because I buy my set black color, then quite aesthetic, so I
keep using it. That's the top trick. Yes. But we'll get into it later. The reason why we're talking about all of this, I know a lot of people might be like a bit like, why are we talking about it again and again? But I do want to point out some shocking facts that I feel.
Shock us.
It better be shocking.
Okay, you guys don't know about this shocking facts.
I haven't buckled my seatbelt.
Buckle seatbelts because I'm about to say some things.
Pull up your socks.
We all know the typical, pull up Semakau is going to get filled up in 2035.
Yes.
We all know that, right? Everyone knows this. But for some reason, 2035 sounds a little bit far away, which by the way, it's not very far away. It's only 12 years away. So you guys should have a bit more urgency to that.
Oh, 12.
That means rabbit year again.
Yeah. It's one Chinese zodiac circle away.
One Chinese zodiac. Rabbit.
It's the people who are born this year as babies, right? They reach P6, right?
This year we 2 run 发财, then in 12 years, 2 run 没有位.
Wow!
2 run no land.
So suddenly, because 2035 sounds like really far away, but it's actually not very far away. But I think the crazy thing that I personally thought was quite wild was that every second, right, we generate 25 kg of food waste.
Where are you pulling this stat from?
Every second, 25 kg.
Where do you pull this stat from?
And he gave it to me, so it has to be true.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But 25 kg of food waste per second, which when I first saw it, I was like, that can't be right. Like, 25 kg is a lot of.
Oh, damn.
Basically, in 4 seconds, right, it's a me of food waste.
Wow, that's a lot.
You are 25 kg only, man.
Don't shame me.
The 1 Alastair of trash is a lot.
But he's not 25 lah. Only.
No, I said 4 seconds. In 4 seconds.
In 4 seconds, we gain 1 Alastair.
And
that's not a good conclusion for this earth.
And then on top of that, also 6 kg of disposables. Which is
like the container.
The containers, the single-use plastics and everything.
Interesting.
So total, that's like 30 kg of things that could be very easily wasted less of.
Right. Okay.
So that's why in my head, I was like, wow, per second, that's quite crazy. Because every time we do individually, we always think like, this one plastic spoon doesn't matter.
It's true,
But then if everyone thinks this one plastic spoon doesn't matter, it adds up to 25 kg of food waste and 6 kg of disposal waste per second.
It's true, There is the accumulative effort of everyone sort of like either working together or not working together.
Yeah.
And then like these things really just pile up, man.
Exactly. And I mean, it's worse because now, especially since the pandemic, we got a lot more like
shopping, right? Delivery,
a lot more delivery.
Like the item you click on the website appear at your door,
which is very convenient and great and has placed in society. And ST is the number one perpetrator of this.
Confirm. Click. Adu to kartu. Press enter. Cute.
I'm not even talking, man. At this point.
And just the other day, I received a package. And like because I was getting ready to do this episode, I opened up a package and all I could think of was, wow, that's a lot of plastic.
Honestly, I also think of that like, with some packages, like one small tube of thing, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like plastic and box and
there's a lot of waste just in that. And then on top of that, there's a higher need for convenience and everything like that.
People want it fast.
People want it fast, and most of the time, we had to
mass produced lah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But recently also got quite cool. There are some partners that or delivery partners or whatever that you can leave the box, then they collect back.
Oh, for real?
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I am the leading source of more better.
I can't believe he's the guy who's the least wasteful.
You know, you can. There are some delivery partners you can actually indicate, right, that you want them to collect, right? Like they on the delivery.
How come I never see?
You can press collect.
Oh.
So if you leave your empty like cardboard boxes, for example, right, they take back.
Oh, that's cool.
Take back.
That's cool. That's nice. But I think
welcome to the 21st century, my friends.
That's actually quite nice,
I think of course one of the problems is that we don't know what to do to reduce our wastage or our level of wastage, right?
Right.
That's the one problem. But if you think of it as like a bigger
now I feel more and more how to share with you.
Okay, relax.
But if you think about it like a bigger issue, right? It's not just about not knowing what to do. It's also about not knowing it's a problem in the first place.
Right.
Honestly.
Not wrong.
Correct.
It doesn't come across in your mind lah.
And it's not something you think about because you feel
You know,
like
suddenly like, oh my god, the land is going to be filled up. Like at a random thought of your day, right?
It's like
an existential crisis, right?
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, right? Or what's the chicken show? Then the sky is falling.
Yeah.
Chicken Little.
Chicken
Little.
Something like that. Then you don't know one. People don't believe one because they don't think it's real.
And also, it's also one of those things that where it's like people always say like in the future, and then I think a lot of people they can't imagine the future, or they think the future is very far away, but when really it's not that far away.
It's not lah.
And then also people think that like I got more pressing issues now that I want to deal with now. But evidently, we eventually will have to get to it.
Yeah.
And by the time it gets to, let's say, Pulau Semakau is coming in 2030, like going to be filled out in 2035, right? If 2034, then we start going like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like by then, you'll be like...
A bit last minute.
A bit...
Cannot even study properly for PSLE. You want to save the landfill. Right. Cannot, right? You know, this whole conversation of helping people understand... to see long term, you know, and understand the bigger picture, right? Has been going on forever.
It has lah.
When I was around, you know, when I was a wee, freshly out of NS boy, with my hair as short as this and my heart full of hope and my eyes lacking the eye bags, I did work once with a charity that was based around environmentalism, and the narrative has always been similar.
Yeah,
you know, and that's why we really got to try to sort of like ramp up our efforts these days. To try to get people to understand better. Because education, yes, you know, but then like if the attitude towards, you know, the actionables don't change, right, then we are once again stuck at the
very
2034 panic.
I agree. So, you know, to help out a little bit in the future, why don't we list out, you know, some of the things that we personally do.
Okay.
To, you know, maybe it's not as a...
few things.
Maybe it's not necessary like so that Pulau Semakau doesn't fill up by 2035.
The one or two things amongst the three of us that we do.
But let's just list out some of the things that we do, whether or not altruistic in nature or not, but some of the things that we do to lead a more sustainable lifestyle.
Okay.
John, why don't we go? Because if not, we will be sad. Or do you know what? We should go. If not, we will...
Yeah, you all go first.
ST, why don't you go first?
Wow. Because I have the list, is it?
Yeah. She's about to provide the one and then you all provide the two, then done.
And then John goes like, okay, step aside.
Okay. Something that I always do is keep plastic bags, keep package boxes to put things to
like reuse lah.
To very Asian thing lah, throw rubbish.
No. You're not just hoarding, are you sure?
No, not hoarding. Got use one.
Not because the box cute lah.
No.
Okay.
Really got
use. Just to use it like
use right. Then really use, then after that throw, then after that new one come. It's like new stock like that.
Like I said, sounds like hoarding behavior, but okay, fair.
Is it the Asian thing where they fold like the plastic bag into like a triangle?
I got make triangle.
I also got make triangle. No, but we actually use it.
Yeah.
Not just keep for what? You know?
Keep and swung.
But also like boxes. Cause
keep to contain her
sometimes I buy like makeup or whatever and it come in boxes. Like hard, solid boxes. Then I'll use that.
I prefer my boxes hard and solid as compared to soft and liquid.
No, like cardboard. Never mind.
Lame.
Then I'll put like my what are those? Moisturizer, all that.
Yes.
Products. Yes.
In so that you just reuse the little thing lah.
Yeah.
Anything else
instead of maybe buying a container.
Like a container.
Like
you know,
like those the clear plastic with the
like Daiso, that kind.
Kind. Okay, fair.
Anything else, ST, or is that it?
Wow.
It's alright, ST. We shall move on really quick. For me personally, I recognize that the plastic bottle thing a bit of a problem.
Yes.
I do recognize a little bit of an issue. And I've recognized it since like maybe a few years ago already. So this is not new to me. I've had this conversation, a moral dilemma in my head for a little while. So I used to only drink from like these plastic bottles, especially in my room. But these days, from like a year or two ago,
I think the stream can pivot to why you are problematic. I've
gotten myself a big water bottle because I know I'm lazy, but I still drink a lot of water. So this is a 1.5 liter bottle. There's also Korean words on it, so it has to be good.
He's a big person. Need more water.
I do drink a lot of water. So I just fill it up and then it lasts me a night and I don't have to keep using the plastic bottles. That's what I try to do. And It's just more convenient. You don't have to keep opening plastic bottles. Honestly, it's significantly better. The only barrier for entry for this one, to be honest, right, was buying it. I just had to go down and buy it.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the easiest, I would say the most low effort thing you could do. And honestly, the bare minimum to make sure I'm not a complete
Then the box
waste
that
of
that
space
came
in the
you
world.
give ST?
I feel like it didn't come with a box. It's one of those things that was just on the shelf.
Here
That
is
you take out.
excuses.
Don't need give me, I got a lot already.
Pop mud boxes.
Also, one other thing I do, which I admittedly don't do it to waste less, but I just do it because I think it's cool. I bring like a bag around, like an extra bag around in my bag.
Oh, like a grocery bag of
like
sorts.
a cell tote bag, cell handbag
Foldable
situation.
bag.
Yeah, it folds into like a corner
Oh
pocket.
my god, damn auntie.
And I put all like my, let's say I buy like not gum, mints. What's what I was trying to say? Mints. Or
Then why your breath smelly? Just kidding. Just kidding.
How what does means have to do with this?
no, if I buy that, then I can just put in my. I don't have to. Like all those 7-Eleven things, let's say I buy like a bottle of water, like I don't know. I was about to say bottle of water.
Beep him.
Oh no!
Buy like a bottle of water. Jeng jeng jeng.
Let's say I buy like a
Lace.
like a lace. Yeah, I can put it into my bag. I don't have to ask for a plastic bag in 7-Eleven.
Actually,
you know?
Fair.
Or like
fair.
Thank you for bringing up something that I do also. I
what?
try not to take plastic bags when I'm shopping.
when shopping like outside lah.
I
Like,
stuff it in my tote bag as much. Honestly, but that is not.
but it's not because you want to waste.
Yeah, it's
it.
not because it's because I lazy hole lah. But
It's just so just.
but
nice
it helps.
If
It
it
does,
helps, you know what? Don't be
I feel
afraid
like
to claim
If
credit.
it helps.
I feel like you should like at the start especially. I feel like you should like do things that make you feel cool.
Yeah.
The reason why I do the tote bag thing is because like partially because I like the tote bag. Or I like the
Nice.
bag. Then I'm like, this feels cool.
You know, there are some people
Nice.
that carry the tote bag, they look cool, but there are some people that carry a tote bag, then you just look like Ajuma.
That's me.
Yeah.
But I think it's
You
cool.
know what, rock
Can
that
really.
Ajuma, because sometimes these Ajumas got the right attitude.
Correct.
They waste less, man.
They
John,
do,
why don't
they
we
do.
all? Why don't you now put us all to shame?
Okay, I won't put you all to shame because like I want to encourage the right behavior,
Of
right?
course,
Because
of
when
course.
you say yes, what happened?
You waste less.
Correct, that's what I was gonna go for. So right, one of the things that I do, I also do the box thing.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right? I always reuse
That
some
one
of
the
the old
basic
boxes,
lah, basic.
right? I put my Polaroid pictures and all that kind of thing. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I have a box that I reuse for all kinds of things. Because I also like the regular shape. Especially things like shoe box, always same size, stick together, very easy.
Yeah.
I also bring sometimes I bring an extra bag around.
Yeah.
But more often than not, I don't need to do that. Because my bag big,
Big enough, then you can
Yeah,
just put it
yeah,
in.
correct.
big, right? Then I
Correct.
always will just stuff it in one.
Yeah.
So because I also strong.
Oh,
Thank you.
No comment.
You must say
No comment.
I said because I'm like I acknowledge that you
so
think
I
I'm strong.
don't mind I carry more. My mom bag ma.
Yeah.
Right? And then sometimes if you carry and then let's say you carry a single use plastic bag, it tear then become trash instantly.
Yeah.
Your bag won't tear one.
Yeah.
Right? And then also one of the things one of the cooler things that I do that I think I flex because I'm better than you. Right? is I reuse some old bottles to contain water. So like for example,
Wait, plastic bottles?
Wait, no, not plastic. Glass. You know why?
Glass bottles.
I must explain why glass.
Yes.
Right?
Cause can keep.
I may or may not be a consumer of volatile alcoholic liquids,
Okay.
Yes.
which results in a
Love
lot
that
of
for you.
Nothing wrong.
which results in a lot of beautiful high volume glass bottles.
Okay.
They do look very good.
Yeah,
They do look very
Actually,
good.
a bit waste to throw.
exactly.
It really is a very
Legit.
big
So-
waste to throw.
Alistair will know this. Alistair come and place before.
Yeah.
It's
also put your
all
plate
in.
before.
No, but you never drink the water one.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
you
I
never
didn't,
see
I
because
didn't.
I pour for you. It's
Honestly, I
already
don't
in-
drink water lah. But
pour for you is already in the cup for you to just put into your mouth one because I high service attitude. Okay, anyway, I was
Which I
saying,
think is a cool idea, actually.
sake bottle,
Yeah, it actually
gin
is.
bottle, whiskey bottle, recycle.
Reuse as like
Fill
a
up with water, put in the fridge,
like
then
jug
now
lah.
become yes.
as a water
Become
jug.
water.
lah.
yeah,
picture.
jog.
That's
yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and then you got that 1.5 liter, right? The one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you basically carry everywhere around, right? The one that I bring everywhere in my house, or rather I have around with me all the time next to
Yeah.
my table or whatever, so that I don't ever use single-use bottles, right? It's 3.5 liters big.
3.5 liters.
Yes. So this one,
Yeah, I should get
I
that.
use for like freaking 4 years already.
Oh.
Yeah, buy one time, right? Then forever using.
Mm,
Then it's a legit picture, you just need to turn the close, and you just pour.
Oh, is that one? Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's
I remember.
3.5 liters.
Yeah.
Big.
And on top of that, you also, as you said just now, you do the reusable utensils. The lunch boxes.
So I buy so I got this very aesthetic fork, spoon, and chopstick.
Yeah.
Like every time lunchtime, y'all will see this one. Then if finish, I will go and wash.
Yeah.
I will go and make sure dry. Then I put into the case. Then I close so that it doesn't get moldy and disgusting. Then tomorrow I can just put into my mouth again.
Yeah. But I think the other thing is that I think. What was I going with? So lunch boxes, when you reuse, you feel like it's cool, then you start to use it. I feel like
that's okay.
A good thing is I feel like a small tip is just to get something you like.
A start.
It's a definite start.
One of the things is that people find difficult to do is they feel that there's going to be a big change.
Yeah.
Right. But if you make it so that it's enjoyable to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Then suddenly the change more fun to do.
Yeah.
So if I feel like my chopstick I take out every time I feel good, it's like, wow, nice. You know?
Then you feel swung.
And then after a while, right, it becomes the habit.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, takeaway fees these days kind of do be.
It do be. And like, just now you all mentioned about one thing which I think we haven't really covered. Right?
Yeah.
Is how every don't know how many seconds we waste 1 Alastair worth of food.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct?
That very
I remember this.
fact.
That we waste 1 Alastair, which is outrageous because have you seen how chunky this boy is? Anyway.
Stop.
Anyway, as I was saying. So one of the things that I try to do to reduce on food waste, food wastage, which I think is highly important. Okay? One of the things that I do is that I am a big proponent of leftovers. Of making sure your leftovers are well utilized.
you really are.
Right? Yeah. Somehow I will upgrade the leftovers into newer things.
You do. You like to take like a lot of chapalang items and just like throw it together.
Correct.
Then make it together and then I name the dish my own name.
Yeah.
You all have seen me do this in office also.
What's some examples?
Some examples I cannot say because a bit dirty the names because I decide to be irritating but like penny pasta, right?
Yeah.
Then I add a dirty word behind.
Oh no.
Because I mix together. Then after that no, but hear me out. Because right, when you
what do you mix together is what I was gonna ask.
All kinds of things it could be like, for example, leftover ingredients mixed with yesterday's leftover curry, for example, and then together become one new thing, and then fried with the rice become curry fried rice. Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
It helps that you can cook.
No, then
I was about to say that.
No, I try my best. But like there's another step, right, that I think also helps me in terms of my food wastage. Or rather my reduction of food wastage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you all see I lose weight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Can't believe
what did I say this many times, right? I say this many times. What is the biggest contributor to my weight loss?
Diet.
Close.
Not eating.
Workout?
No. I always say 2 words.
Just enough.
No.
What he say?
Portion control.
He got say meh?
I never heard you say
I
this.
always say my most biggest achievement for weight loss.
Portion control.
Is portion
Okay.
control. Because I think, okay, I think y'all will hear me say this before. Okay, I always say, right, that the difference between full and very full is maybe a few seconds of weakness.
Yes, I agree.
And this weakness is not when you're eating, no. This weakness is when you order.
When you're ordering, 100%.
Then you over order, Then suddenly you eat until you then full, or you eat until the food leftover. Then suddenly you got leftovers. Why do you want to have leftovers when you can eat full and then sure?
I agree. So what I try to do is that I used to have this really bad habit that Kezia has pointed out multiple times.
For context, Kezia is his girlfriend.
Yes. So
unbelievable by girlfriend. Okay, anyway, continue.
I used to order a lot from the start. And I'm just like, you want to like...
See, that is the moment of weakness.
Order a lot, and then I'll go there, and then I'm like either struggling to finish or cannot really finish. And Kezia is always the one that will go like, I'll ask her like, do you want to share this? Then she'll be like, why don't we just eat first, then you decide whether you want to eat later. You're hungry. And then because of that, I've been trying to do that more often.
Correct.
Especially when I eat out with Kezia, I'll be like, okay, like let's just order what I feel like is just enough.
Yeah.
And then if I'm really hungry, I can just order again. It's just no big deal.
It's true. A wise man once said, right? Never order food while hungry. Or never go to the grocery store while hungry. Confucius.
Somebody fact check.
But okay, so hear me out. I think the philosophy we must change, because whenever you are feeling hungry and then you go and order something, right, there is that incentive and temptation to just order more.
Yeah.
Right? the key here, right, is to internalize this philosophy. That is order already, not enough then say.
Correct.
Right?
Do you do that, ST?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like to over. Why? Then you waste money also. What?
That's true.
Fair.
You not enough, then order some more lah.
Not enough
Then
say.
order, then say.
But most of the time you will be full one.
Yes.
That's true. I think also because like there's
It's a psychological thing.
there's this thing where like the more food there is on the table, right, the more you
The less you eat.
no like the more you feel like
More obligated to finish.
correct.
So
you are
feel
subconsciously like overeat or like even then like if you really cannot overeat then you waste
Right.
along those lines. So at the end of the day, like what you order the first time, more often than not, I do find it that it's more than enough.
Exactly. Like sometimes you order with your friend, right? Then you tempted, then this side dish add on lah. Then your friend also not thinking rationally, then on. Let me order. Then you flip the menu one page. Floop. The menu still got 10 page. This one also nice. Share on. Then you flip. Then after that, reach the dessert page. This one. Then reach the drink page. This one. Then by the time you die.
I think one thing to consider is also those where they have like combos. You know? Then they offer you a very good price for more. But actually you don't need so much. You just need that one portion, and then you can save money also.
You save money.
Save
and
money, don't waste food.
Yeah.
Be a skinny legend like me.
But you are just like tempted by the promotions and
That's true.
100%.
marketing lah.
Correct. I think like the main thing is that, you know, whenever you're hungry, it is easy to lose yourself to the hunger and being spoiled for
And the
choice.
temptation also.
It
Hungry.
is truly, like I said, it is a moment of weakness.
I agree.
Right? You yourself internally know, right, how much you need to be full, how much food you need to be full. You already know this.
Honestly.
Yes.
When you're not hungry, right, you definitely can think about this, right? So when you're hungry, just remind yourself what does that portion look like. You know, maybe like you say like, I feel like I eat 3/4 bowl of ramen, I full already. But then today I'm ordering bento leh. Then how, you know, you need to find a translation. But you can imagine, right, the portion size to match that 3/4 bowl of ramen. Then you order like that.
Yeah.
You don't order this, then suddenly you see like, this one the karage, if I add on, maybe my life better. Then become waste. Then how?
Or you
How?
just order a small bento. You still hungry, go and get 2 shrimps or something lah.
Two shrimps. Specifically.
Right? Normally I would have added on and say go and get takoyaki, but she said 2 shrimp.
Only 2, 3 is a no-go.
But you understand, right?
Stop at 2.
You understand when it
You get
comes
it,
to
you get it.
portion control, right? It
Portion
also
control.
helps to reduce waste.
I agree.
Yeah, of course.
But now everyone, now that we have already
So now that I've flexed on all of you,
now we have flexed on everyone and also taught people how to, you know, maybe if they are more wasteful than us, some ways that they can, you know, try to lead a more sustainable life.
Yeah.
Now it's time to look inwards.
yes. Just now not looking inwards enough, huh?
We haven't looked enough.
now time to
Could
beg
we-
for forgiveness.
Correct. Could we be doing more?
Of course.
Do you really need to ask that question?
We 100% could be doing
The
more.
mere fact that the three of us are down here facing a camera talking about this, right, it means we have many sins to confess.
Many.
We have many things to confess.
So
and
could we
we're
be doing more? Absolutely.
100%. And we're going to be talking about a little bit more about what we could do in the future. But I think the more interesting thing to me is all the mental gymnastics our heads goes through,
Yeah.
our head goes through to justify not doing that more.
Right.
You get what I mean? Or like to excuse not doing that little bit more. And I think there are quite a lot, honestly. And okay, I'm going to start off first because I feel like this is something that resonates very strongly with me.
Sure.
I do think that asking my family to like, hey, why don't we just like not buy plastic bottles? Just as like, you know, hear me out as a change. I don't think I don't want to have that conversation. I just truly, genuinely don't think that there's going to be a conversation that I want to have, and I'm not ready for it. You ask me, will I ever be ready for it? The answer is no.
Hey, don't scare lah.
Can
I
hear him
think-
shaking.
I feel like I'm just not ready to have it also.
Yeah.
And I think another big problem with me also is that I'm not someone that likes to do things halfway.
Yes.
And that's a good thing and that's a bad thing, right? But when it comes to this sort of thing, I do believe that being able to, you know, compartmentalize the problem and like be able to take the small wins is important. Because a lot of people who are out there is like, I already like wasting a little bit already. Might as well just like waste all the way. Like, you get what I mean?
Wait, who?
Who are these people and why are they your friends?
Have one.
And why are they in your life? Is it because of you?
Do you not think so? Like there are people who are like, they like, I'm really not about that life. Then I don't need to live that life, lor.
Okay,
you get what I mean?
I recognize that mentality definitely exists in our country and society.
Yeah, like they just feel like if I don't solve the big problem.
Yeah, it's like a resigned.
There's no problem worth solving. But then they don't remember that, maybe for example the plastic bottle one. Like the reason why I got my own big bottles because I recognize that I cannot really have the conversation with my family or not ready to. Slash I should. But I can at least control in my room what I use.
It's not so much like a contributor lah, I would have to say that you change one bottle. Right. But I think what's the bigger shift here, right, is that your mindset shifts.
100%. Yes.
And that is how you slowly progress into bigger actionables that you want to do. You don't think about it. If let's say you want to talk about helping food waste, there are people who do food rescue, for example. Right? Then how can you decide to start on food rescue when you don't even buy the bottle? Right? So if you buy the 1.5 liter bottle to replace the plastic bottle, that is your gateway in.
Yeah. And also I think that like you don't have to make all the change by yourself also. Like
sometimes ST need to do something also.
And also the small things really do add up quite a lot. So if everyone just, let's say like we say 25 kg of food waste, right?
Yes.
If everyone in Singapore, we have about 6 million people, we just waste like 1 gram, right? That's like less of rice per second. That's like, I don't know, do the math. It's quite a lot.
Sekali he exceed the number because Singapore actually waste
more,
less than
1 gram
per
second. But you get what I mean. Like I feel like if individually it might not seem like you're doing a lot, and it's very easy to get caught up in the fact that like, I'm not going to do much.
It's true lah.
But if you do all the small things and do it well and do it disciplined, and everyone does it together, it does add up to quite a lot. I think that's quite important to think about lah.
It's true.
It's something that I genuinely forget because I am part of that crew that's like group that goes like, whatever I'm doing just doesn't matter.
That's terrible. But I'm glad that now you are the proud owner of a reusable bottle.
To be fair, it's been a while lah. Maybe I should have that conversation with my parents.
Yeah, soon, right? You will graduate to the 3.5 liter reusable pitcher.
Yes.
Nice.
I think there's also another thing about like, I mean the using like for example metal straws and like using like reusable like lunch boxes and utensils. They are things that have been said like for eons already.
Yes.
Right? And then there's always people who will be like, oh, I'm lazy to wash it. I think that's and I think that stems from a convenience thing because now all we want is convenience. All we want is it to be like snap. Is it you, ST?
It is I.
You just want to be able to after lunch close it up, throw it away.
You know I'm lazy, what?
I don't think you're that lazy.
I am lazy. Okay, I think one thing for me is I don't like to wash dishes. I don't like the gunk and the soap and all that. So I would much I not say I never try. I have had a phase where I had reusable straw, metal straw, reusable utensils. That was before I joined DSL lah. All that. But I never keep up.
Never keep it up.
I never keep it up. I just
so another reason is a lack
it's just
of
like
discipline.
one day forget. Then after that, the next day also forget. Then forget. Then never already.
It's the 3分钟
It's a discipline thing.
Which I also don't have. So
I feel like it's a discipline thing also lah.
Of course
like
lah.
being able to keep up to it, and I think a good like making a habit, right? All these things are like it's always very difficult to get started at first because the inertia is very real. If anything, like for example, ask you do like 3 push-ups a day, right?
Yeah.
Everyone like, wow, I need to do 3 push-ups. But if you make it like a habit and every day you just like realistically speaking and like logically speaking, think about the utensils thing. Like we wash dishes at home quite regularly.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes.
And why can't we do the same for going to office?
I totally agree. I totally agree with everything you say because I feel that like I am just about 1 or 2 steps in front of you.
Okay, what's your 1 or 2 steps in front?
So first things first, I have to confess also since we're all about opening up our hearts, right? I have to confess first, right, that also I am one, right, that is a lazy bugger. I am super lazy. Like lazy until cannot imagine. Okay? But the thing about it is that I also recognize that, the way I deal with the inconvenience of having to start all these things, it's also because it's just a mindset thing, right? They're just some mental blocks. Inconvenience, right, is something that has been in the way for me for a long time. And that's why I say I am 1 or 2 steps ahead of you, right? It's because I agree with what you just said earlier about starting it as a habit. Right? So I differ from ST because I love doing the dishes. I love doing the dishes. But the thing about it is that I don't love it to the point of
hell yeah.
It's not like, oh yeah, dishes.
But you just say you love.
I love it when I clean it and become nice.
Sparkly
but I won't be like, I'd be like, dirty dishes.
I wanna clean it.
Oh my goodness, that's for me. No, I'm not like that.
Nobody take. I wanna clean.
No. It's just that I enjoy the activity or that transitions my dirty utensils into clean utensils.
Okay.
And why I say I'm one step ahead of you all in terms of that thinking is because I have already overcome the initial inertia. And that one is quite hard. But what you said about forming habits is very true.
Yeah.
So it started out with, for example, when I talk about reusable utensils, right? I just don't take utensils. And then that was the time where I also haven't really used my reusable container. So I use the single-use container, but the utensils I don't use. Right? So I bring back and then I will start with my reusable utensils. And then from there, it just evolves.
So you say start off small.
Always start off with small, manageable steps. Because what you're trying to build here, right, is not a fad, F-A-D. The metal straw thing, right? I feel that a lot of people took it up with good intentions, but ended up being a fad.
Yeah.
Like ST.
Thank you.
A fad.
No, but you get what I mean. Because if let's say you do that, then suddenly wow, then all these other things, right, that you also need to change your life to become more sustainable and wasteless, right?
Yeah.
You never do, right? Because it doesn't bring you forward.
Yeah.
So that's why my advice is just do a little bit more. And I also have to recognize that one of the mindset changes, right, is after dealing with the whole idea of convenience, I recognize that there is a certain level of privilege, right, when you talk about things like convenience.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you think about it is that why you choose to do the same, right? Is because your privilege keeps you blinded from the fact that the world may be in trouble.
And also, I agree. You don't feel compelled you need to change anything because to you you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You're chilling. You're being chilling here.
Correct.
It doesn't value add. It also doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lower.
Somehow if you talk about how it may damage the country, the country as a whole, because you talk about food waste, and food integrity is something that's important in Singapore, but that's another topic for another time, right? You cannot zoom out enough to see,
Yes.
But your life okay.
Yes.
Is that not privilege?
I agree.
It is.
Right?
I agree. And I think it's difficult I think especially because this is I would say a little bit more invisible of a. I like to say invisible because you don't specifically see Pulau Semakau filling up, so it's a little bit more invisible and it's very difficult to keep at it. But I agree with John I think start with the small things.
Always start small.
I don't know. I don't think it's a very good analogy, but recently I've been trying. I have this Finch app which is like the bird app, and they've been telling us to do 10 jumping jacks a day, and then I just do 10 jumping jacks a day and after a while it's just a habit situation. I'll just do 10 jumping jacks in the shower.
Wow, you actually do it.
And then
in the shower is not recommended.
Don't stay and fall.
Children, don't listen to this.
I'm just built a bit different.
Don't jump. Do jumping jacks in the shower.
I'll do jumping jacks in the shower for as long as I want,
unless you have a non-slip mat.
Place of privilege, cause his toilet big enough to do jumping jacks.
But what my point is that it might seem very mafan at the start, but realistically when you go and do it, it doesn't change much. Your lifestyle doesn't change much. You're just going 30 seconds every day.
Yes.
It's not that big of a deal. But if you do it all the time and you do it consistently and everyone does it together, it can make a very, very big difference.
You cannot jump straight into a radical change one.
Yeah.
Humans are not like that.
I agree.
If you manage to do that, right, then you can do for how long? 1 week?
Yes.
Then next week, no more idea, right?
I agree. And on that note, why don't we, now that we are feeling inspired to do a little bit more about our lives and change our life situation.
I love how you are telling us how to feel, because that is how we feel.
You are inspired. We are inspired.
Why don't we list out the things that we feel we can do better?
Okay.
Specifically now.
Okay.
So, number 1, easily we can opt out of single-use utensils when you're ordering delivery?
Done.
You really do that? I honestly don't really do that.
I also don't.
Done.
But I should do that because that is dumb.
I clearly rate my 7 upon 10 too high.
Too high, way too high. And also recycle and reuse the disposables. Like basically, if you do, just recycle and reuse it.
Oh, I have a whole
instead of
stack of you recyclable utensils at home that I just use.
Yes.
The hoarder behavior comes out. No, but I totally agree.
What else would you do, John?
Okay, so one of the things that I actively already do, right, is I make sure I clean the containers and the bottles that are recyclable before I put in the recycling bin, because that's the right way to do it, my friends. Okay, anyway, coming back to what I can do more.
Yeah.
So I think
why don't you just name one thing?
One thing that I can do more of.
Per person, so you just make it more small manageable steps. You know what I mean?
Right. So
live by our
the next more manageable step I say now is one of the things that I've been trying the hardest, right, is to cut out, right. This one is gonna be wild, but I'm upgrading myself, and now I sincerely think the 7 is too high. Is to cut out single-use plastic bags.
Oh, completely?
Yes.
So
right now, right, one of the things that I do to bring things around, right, things, besides my bag and whatever, right, I and whenever you need an individual carrier for say food or whatever, right, you all have seen me bring that cloth.
Yeah.
The furoshiki cloth.
Yeah.
Right, it's the Japanese wrap cloth, right? And then I use that as like a container, instead of using a plastic bag or a paper bag or whatever bag, I just fold that cloth. Then whenever it's dirty, just throw into the washing machine.
Yeah.
So I use right now one of the small things that I'm starting to do to get rid of single-use plastic bag is to do more furoshiki. Thank you.
ST, one thing.
Good job. I think the smallest and most actionable one is really just to opt out of utensils when I'm buying, when I'm getting
it's still that one.
food delivery.
Okay.
Or food in general.
I feel like that's me also lah.
Yeah.
I think that's the small.
But
easiest.
but I would say that for the past few years, my actionable step was the plastic bag one. Not so much until like I bring cloth whatever, right? But it's actively
Kampong mode,
is knowing that if today I'm gonna buy something, I will bring a bigger bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just so I can put things inside. I will.
Correct.
I have noticed. Subtly.
Say what now?
Did I read your mind?
I don't think. Did you really? Yes. Was that really what you're going for? Damn.
I've noticed that throughout the past few years, I have said more times of no need plastic bag at the cashier.
That's a win.
Yeah,
that's a win. Me too.
Which I never even realized until like we are talking about it now. So
me too.
That's a win. That's a win.
And for people who also want like a easy small win,
I
think when you're ordering delivery, especially,
which we all do lah. Let's be real.
Which we all do. I think one thing you can do is, first of all, you can write in the instructions like, less rice or less something to waste less food. But second of all, Foodpanda actually has this new thing called the Green Initiative. The new Green Initiative, we actually launched this Green Label program.
Yes.
Where they actually like go out and they identify like the most sustainable restaurants.
Yes.
And basically it's based on like food wastage and packaging waste and all that. Like see what are the practices they do.
Yes.
And they'll label them as like under the Green Label program.
Yes.
And you can go down and you can find these restaurants by clicking on like this like little tab called like the I think it's guilt-free green eats or something along those lines. And you can go in and all these restaurants are like already certified already.
That's quite impressive.
And if you on top of that, hear me out. Here's where you get a promo code.
Whoa!
If you code Go Green, you get $3 off.
Promo
when you making orders from this merchant specifically. So you already know. Here's the thing: Foodpanda did the job for you already. When you go in, you know that this restaurants are keeping the food wastage to the minimum, keeping the packaging waste to the minimum, and doing their job.
But this is a good thing to hear. It's a good thing to hear that, like, besides individuals, which is what we are trying to advocate for, right? That there are companies that are also making vendors and making, business owners, right? Put in the effort to incentivize them to put in the effort.
Yeah.
So clearly, this program, right, means that Foodpanda understand that people need to take small steps to become more better.
Correct.
Right? To become more better.
Definitely, and you guys can check out this deal and along with other deals in the description box below. And this all part once again to the
Got more deals?
There are a lot more. There are so many deals.
Oh my god.
Go to the website. My goodness, there are so many deals. It's just people who are also trying to do their part lah. At the end of the day, like we do our part, the merchants do their part, and if everyone do their part,
I will use it.
You just need to say yes.
Just need to say yes to waste less.
To waste less.
Initiative. So the Say Yes to Waste Less campaign, as this obviously this episode was sponsored by NEA and the Say Yes to Waste Less campaign. It's all based around the fact that we need to reduce waste. Partially because we need to extend the lifespan of Semakau Island. Once again,
it's true
bound to be filled up by 2035. And all of this includes food wastage beyond the other kind of single-use plastics and all those lines.
Since we were kids, already say we are not the biggest in terms of land. Huh?
We really, we really do be.
We do be small.
And
small.
We need more BTOs also. So like,
Wow.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
And I think, we are a privileged country.
We are.
Very
well-to-do country.
Very.
And that's why all the more in a very roundabout, ironic way, we need to be the ones that pay more attention to our food wastage because what are we doing?
I agree.
What are we doing?
And a lot of the Say Yes to Waste Less campaign is really built around the BYO movement, which is basically just bring your own stuff.
Bring your own.
Bring your own. Like bring your own like reusable items like lunchbox, straws, utensils, etc.
Tote bag.
Correct. All these things. And all the deals that I said in the description box below, they're all merchants that if you do that, they will give you discounts. Like if you bring your own stuff, they will give you discounts and you save a lot of money. And on top of that, you lead a more sustainable life, which I feel is a win-win. Right? There's no losses in that.
No losses lah. I mean, you also become a more disciplined person, so hot damn.
Yeah, and then once you start it, and then it's eventually just becomes like a habit, and it gets easier and easier as time goes by to do it, and then eventually you push yourself to do more, and hopefully one day we'll all do
I
more.
low-key need to bust out my tumbler, right?
Yeah.
So that now my drinks I also buy using the... Although these days I drink water lah, so I don't know why I want to bust out my tumbler.
It's okay lah, healthy lifestyle lah. Don't need to bust it out.
Any
final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to put it out there that I am by no means someone who leads a very green lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I think that everybody can put in a small little bit of effort.
Yes.
To change their day-to-day decision making. And this will help them be able to progress into bigger things,
Yeah. SD, final thoughts?
I'm not going to walk out of here and say like, whoa, I will do all the significant changes and whatnot because nobody can change that in a night lah.
Yeah, 100%.
But I will do whatever like small steps that I can.
Yes.
And then slowly go up.
Work yourself up,
Yeah, and I think that's what everyone can do also lah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we aren't perfect, right?
We are not.
We are not perfect, and I know we spend a lot of time saying that we are very very clean and green, but realistically we are not. Okay, there's a lot more we can do. We aren't perfect, but we all need to try. We all need to try, and hopefully, this episode has given you a little bit of a push to lead a less wasteful lifestyle. And if you need any more pushes, once again, link in description. There's actually more.
Everything in description.
Find out more about the deals that are going on, and on top of that, find out more how you can support the cause. There's an Instagram page. Go on and look at it and change your lifestyle to be more sustainable. And yes, there's a link. Once again, check out the deals from Say Yes to Waste Less partners. You can enjoy.
Say Yes to Waste Less.
You can enjoy discounts and deals when you bring your reusable bags, containers, and reusable tumblers, and any other reusables.
Correct.
Yes,
and we do this episode today, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just to tell you all what to do. The whole idea of this is to try to broaden your perspective a little bit, because if you try to understand a little bit better about this problem, it becomes easier for you to take the right action. That's about it.
With that, guys, I think this is a very nice way to end it.
Nice.
Stay safe. Don't get COVID. See you guys next week.